All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Jernigan, and this is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, a part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I'm joined by my tag team partner, the icon himself, Mr. Patterson. What is happening, my man?
What's going on, Jern? We want to apologize. We took last week off. We had a lot of stuff going on, but we are back this week. We got some stuff for you guys, some things I didn't like, some things that Jern liked, some things that Jern liked that I didn't like, and all the time, my situation is going to be correct in this right here.
You know that if we have a disagreement, I'm right.
No.
Tell the truth.
Not at all. But, hey, I know we got something. I sent you a text out yesterday. Did you get a chance to watch NWA Power?
I did. I watched I mentioned it to you first.
Yeah, right.
Let me put that out there, fool.
And I am so thankful that you mentioned
You're
that
welcome.
to me.
Yes, last night I watched the first episode last night. I have not seen episode 2.
Okay.
But I did watch the first episode last night.
So you're not old enough.
I am old enough.
You don't remember getting up, watching these shows with Gordon Soley and those boys calling it back in the day. And, man, it gave me that vibe. It gave me that feel. And let me go ahead and tell you, I may have found somebody that replaces Charlotte Flair in my book.
I will tell you this. I saw the tweet you put out. I believe her name's Camilla.
Yeah, Camille. From Durham, North Carolina,
okay.
Baby.
Yeah, I saw your tweet. I don't know this young lady, but when I saw her on the TV last night, I knew exactly who she was. I knew exactly what you saw in her.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me.
She's got Sizzler written all over her.
Man, she's got Sizzler and Golden Corral. What you talking about, man?
Yeah, so I watched NWA. For those of you that do not know, NWA is old school wrestling. It's called the National Wrestling Alliance. Back in the day, there was a group of promoters from all over the world formed this company called the NWA. They would have one champion, and we all know the greatest NWA world champion is Rick by God Flair.
Woo!
And so the champion would travel to territory, town to town, defending the NWA championship. Had its good moments, had its bad moments, but now Billy Corgan, the former lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins. Did you ever have a Smashing Pumpkins CD?
Never did.
I did.
Never even heard a song, I don't believe.
Because when I was in middle school, like that was big time. Nirvana,
really?
Smashing Pumpkins, in middle school, yeah, it was big time.
So I was in Southern Gospel at that time.
Yeah. And so Billy Corgan bought the NWA, trying to revive it. They started their own show. I think there's 2 episodes out, right?
2 episodes.
2 episodes are
Tuesdays at 6:05
on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search for NWA Power
with 3 R's at the end.
One of my favorites, I know one of your favorites, Jim Cornette is one of the announcers on there.
Yeah.
He is a wrestling legend. Like, I believe that when Jim Cornette dies, there's going to be a lot of wrestling knowledge that dies with him that nobody will have access to anymore after he dies.
You're probably right. So I loved it. And I know this is small stuff, but after the very first match, they had the tag team match.
Yep.
Had the brothers.
Yep.
And as soon as that match was over, they came down to the desk to cut an interview. That's old school right there.
Yep.
And so just that vibe, the little studio audience, the blue and the yellow mat with the NWA logo in the middle, I mean, man, it brought back memory after memory, and I loved every bit of it.
There's no entrance music.
No, none.
They just walk out. They go to the ring. They have their match. They go straight from the match into an interview at a desk that Tony Schiavone used to stand at back in the day. Yes, I love it. I watched
back there with Bob Caudle.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Gordon Soley, those guys ran it. I mean, it was great. I mean, I loved every bit of it. I mean, they even brought back Trevor Murdoch. I don't know if you've gotten that far yet.
No.
But, I mean, that is old school right there.
Remember Damian Sandow?
He's in the second episode.
Is he? I know he's there.
Yeah.
I've just seen the first episode.
He goes by Aaron Stevens over there.
No, I know he's there.
And so you're not allowed to look at him in the eyes.
Okay.
Something happened in Hollywood where now you cannot look him in his eyes. Colt Cabana is over there.
I'm not a huge Colt Cabana fan, but yep.
Eli Drake is over there. He's got a little Stone Cold thing going with him.
He did a promo last night, or episode 1 that I watched last night. And if you close your eyes and just listen to him, I hear Stone Cold clearly. Obviously, he's been watching tape. He's been watching video.
But instead of what, it was something else he was saying.
What did he say?
But he kept the crowd going with it, and I thought, this dude has stole everything.
He was like, hey, or right, or something.
He had the black vest on. James Storm, who's over there.
Yep, Cowboy.
Yeah. You got Josephus, I wasn't a big fan of. Mr. Anderson.
Oh, I love Ken Anderson. Yeah. Josephus, does he not look like your classic 1970s wrestler?
I thought he was a substitute teacher.
I thought he was a janitor.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, he doesn't have a rock hard body.
No,
he looks like me out there wrestling, and he's a throwback to wrestlers in the past.
He is. You got Nick Aldis. He's the heavyweight champion.
Yes.
Ricky Starks, who's like a young Rock. He was really good. Tim Storm, Trevor Murdoch. I mean, they got it going on. And then, like I said,
hey,
Camille.
Jam's got pictures on his phone over
here.
That's all I'm saying.
Lord help. Lord help.
One of the guys that was the tag team champions.
Uh-huh.
I forgot their name. I should have wrote it down. I forgot. But
the Dawsons.
One of them is Charlotte Flair's ex-husband.
Really?
Yes.
See, the other one dates Camille.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of that guy.
Yeah.
I hope they lose their belts and get fired.
Charlotte's ex-husband is the one that Flair got arrested a couple years ago for beating up a guy or getting beat up in a parking lot or on the highway or something.
Yeah.
It was that guy.
Okay.
He wrestled in
they're the Wild Cards is who it is.
Is that what
I'm sorry, the Wild Cards.
He wrestled in TNA under Bram.
Uh-huh.
He was in WWE. He was one of what's the Road Warrior knockoffs?
What's
their name?
You talking about Demolition?
Demolition knockoffs.
Oh.
No, Today's.
Oh, Today's.
Yeah. They were in NXT.
Yes, what were their
They
names?
show up. He was one of them, got fired.
Okay.
And then went to TNA. I can't remember their name.
But, man, great show.
Yeah, wonderful show. I liked it. I'll check out the second episode for sure.
So what I like about that, Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night Power, Wednesday night NXT, AEW, Thursday night football, Friday night SmackDown, Saturday night Ring of Honor, New Japan.
Hey.
My week is filled, baby.
And that's why you're not married, by the way.
Probably so.
Because you get to watch all this stuff.
So, Camille, come talk to me. I know you're listening.
Hey. So, speaking of Monday Night Raw, we're going to be honest. There wasn't a lot of good stuff coming out of Monday Night Raw. You had the second night of the draft. The draft started on the Friday before.
Right.
On SmackDown. SmackDown Friday night on live on Fox. What's her name? Becky Lynch was the first ever. It was the first draft pick. Well deserved. I'm fine. I'm cool with that.
Got no problem.
I can't remember who else. Roman Reigns was up there.
Yep. First pick for SmackDown.
No, Becky Lynch. No, she's
Becky
on Raw.
Lynch
She's
Raw.
on. You're right.
Roman Reigns SmackDown.
You're right.
The OC, all three of them.
That's good.
To Raw.
That's good.
And then the Fiend over to SmackDown. And then to end it all off that night in the first round was Drew McIntyre heading to Raw.
I got to correct you, my man. The Fiend was not drafted to SmackDown.
Well, according to
Bray Wyatt was drafted to SmackDown.
Well, according to CBS Sports, the Fiend is considered in that.
And according to WWE, this whole brand split already doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because you already have coming up at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
And this past Monday.
Well, another Monday Night Raw, they got the Fiend coming.
The Fiend. They got a cage match.
Yes.
On my birthday, November 4th, by the way. So I told you this a couple weeks ago. Until they prove to me they're going to take this brand split serious, I don't want to hear it.
Look, the draft was garbage. Let's be honest. The draft sucked.
I wouldn't say garbage.
No, it did.
But it wasn't great.
No, it was totally garbage. other than the very first night, I got no problem with Becky Lynch going one.
Yeah.
Right? She's a hot ticket.
Yeah.
I got no problem with Roman Reigns going where he went. I got no problem with AJ Styles.
That's right.
I got no problem with Bray Wyatt.
That's right.
I got no problem with Drew McIntyre.
That's right.
Second round. Can I keep going?
Go ahead.
I got no problem with Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha Banks.
Sasha's up there.
The next pick, I got a huge problem with.
Hang on. This is for Monday Night Raw?
This is for Monday Night Raw. I got a huge problem.
I don't remember.
Ricochet.
Ricochet's fine.
All right, you're going to tell me Ricochet's better than Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar was not.
I'm asking a question.
He was not. I'm giving you an answer.
All right.
No, and he was not. Brock Lesnar was not available to be drafted on that Friday night.
Why?
Because that's the way they set it up. They had a pool of people. Charlotte was not drafted. You hadn't mentioned Charlotte's name.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, they had
This is almost like saying I would pick J.R. Smith over LeBron James in the NBA draft.
Well,
And that's just not going to happen.
listen, they had a pool of people that was available to be drafted on Friday. They had a pool of people that was available to be drafted on Monday.
Okay, well, let me back up then.
Okay.
Ricochet.
Suck it.
Ricochet.
Yeah.
You going to tell me you're going to pick Ricochet over Kevin Owens?
No, I would not.
Exactly.
I would not.
And they drafted this Joker ahead of him. That is impossible. And I like Ricochet. Ricochet's a high flyer. He's a great mover. But Kevin Owens, you get it on the mic. You get it in the ring. I mean, this guy can sell it.
Let me say this about Kevin Owens.
Say it.
He had a 2-month-long feud with Shane McMahon
Yeah.
to get him fired from SmackDown.
Yeah.
As soon as that feud's over, 1 week later, they move him to Raw.
Yeah.
What's the chances they move Shane to Raw and they continue that feud even longer?
I would quit watching it because that feud is – I mean, I like a good feud. I like a great storyline.
Yeah.
But eventually, you got to let that storyline die.
See, now we say this, but I know you, much like myself, old school wrestling, they had year-long
Yeah.
storylines. So what do you want? A short one? You want a long one? What you
But
want?
this one has been gone on too far. And plus, you've got a wrestler and a non-wrestler.
Oh, Shane's a wrestler.
No, man, Shane.
No, wait a second. Are you calling Kevin Owens a non-wrestler?
No, I'm calling Shane a non-wrestler. Big time. I mean, and I get it. I get it. Raw has done a well, let me take that back. WWE has done a terrible job of building successful characters as of late. And
Oh, I agree with that.
And so what you got to do is you got to keep Shane in the limelight or in the spotlight because you've done a terrible job bringing up a Bobby Roode, Aleister Black, guys like that you can pass the torch on to. Because basically all you have really is the Fiend and Seth Rollins and maybe mixed in a little Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Well, you got Brock when he's there. I look at Shane as being like one of these Attitude Era guys when they come back.
Right.
Like he's like a Stone Cold. Don't get me twisted here. I'm not saying he's on Stone Cold level.
No, I know exactly
He's
what
an
you're saying.
Attitude Era
Yeah.
guy. They bring Mick Foley, The Rock, whatever.
Stone Cold.
Bring those guys
Yeah,
back.
I get it. I totally get it. But, I mean, eventually, dude, that's got to die out. To me, let's say in the feud with Shane.
Yeah.
All right, I want to build Ricochet up, right? Somewhere Ricochet is going to come in and he's going to take Kevin Owens out for Shane.
Yeah.
Which automatically gets him some heat. He's already a pretty good star, but now he's got some heat behind him that pushes him up to the next level. Like we talked about, it would have been incredible if the Fiend would have attacked Hogan, would have attacked Flair, kind of like he did Jerry Lawler and those guys, because then you've got even more heat. You got a bigger pop because this guy is taking somebody out. And so I think that's what they should have done there.
Well, we'll see what happens. So Kevin Owens on Raw. He worked for months trying to get Shane out of SmackDown, and then he moves to Raw. We'll see. A couple of big things that come out of this past week of wrestling concerning the draft. Number one, Cesaro did not get drafted.
Well, he finally did, like
Did
in
he?
the,
Okay.
in the
I haven't
36th round.
I haven't heard. I was hoping, I told you the other night, I was hoping they didn't draft him and it was going to be part of a storyline, part of an angle or something like that. So good for Cesaro. Congratulations, my main man.
But here's the thing. Even with that, Shorty Gable.
I will not refer to him as Shorty Gable.
That's just dumb.
Chad. His name is Chad.
Yeah. Stuff like that is just, it blows me away. Shelton Benjamin was picked over Cesaro. Ali, Rowan and Harper.
That's right.
And they were picked before The Miz.
That's right.
There's no way you can put Rowan and Harper ahead of Miz in a draft pick.
Where's Samoa Joe on your list, bro?
Samoa
you
Joe.
ain't got to him yet.
He is after R-Truth. Are you freaking kidding me?
Wait a minute.
But I know Samoa Joe's got a broke arm.
Wait a minute.
I get it.
Wait a minute. R-Truth is like a 20-time champion.
I mean, don't get me started on 24/7 belt.
Keep that in mind.
Don't
keep
do
that
it.
in mind.
Don't do it. That is ridiculous. Samoa Joe is the greatest heel in WWE, and he got drafted down there where
He ain't a 20-time champion.
he got drafted down there where you'd get somebody like Gerald Henderson, Eric Montross, somebody like that didn't make an NBA career.
Barry Horowitz.
Man, Duke the Dumpster Josie, however you say his name.
Yes.
Freight Train Jones. I mean, he's down there in the mid-card level, and that is ridiculous.
All right, so we're not a fan of the draft.
Oh, the draft sucked.
But
I'll say it. I'll tweet it when we get done.
by gosh.
And I will tag. It won't be like what do they call those tweets where you don't put some sub-tweet. It won't be a sub-tweet. I'll put WWE in it. I'll put Vince McMahon in it.
Scared? Shoot.
It sucked.
However, by the way, I saw you on the main event Twitter handle got blocked by Becky.
I did.
What'd you say to get
I don't
blocked
even
by
know
Becky?
what I said. I went back through all our tweets. I don't know what I said that made the man, Becky Lynch, block us. What?
I don't know. You did it, not me.
Maybe I said something about Seth Rollins.
That was probably it. Because Seth, if you've kept up with Seth's Twitter, he's a little emotional. He's a little touchy. He's touchy on there. Yeah, he's touchy.
I mean, and so I could not, because I kept searching because I was going to tag her in, put her in with a match with Charlotte that we were going to tweet something. And I was like, dude, does she not have a Twitter handle? And then I searched it and I was like,
she kicked you out.
We got blocked.
She manned you. She
Camille,
manned you up.
Camille, don't ever block me, baby girl. Please don't ever block me.
Lord, stop. One thing we did like this week, finally, we got to see the full turn of Bad Girl Bailey. We've been waiting on it.
You called it.
We've been waiting on it for a couple of weeks now. We've seen bits and pieces. And then finally, this past week, on SmackDown, I believe, Friday Night SmackDown, she regained the SmackDown Women's Championship over Charlotte. You want to take a moment and go ahead and talk about that?
Look, I just don't agree putting the belt on Charlotte on Sunday
at the pay-per-view.
Knowing ahead of time that you're going to draft her to Raw, to have her drop it the next night. What's your stats you got? She's won the belt.
Is it 10 times?
10 times.
10 times.
And she's held it.
This year, 2019.
Yeah.
She's had 3 reigns.
Right.
Well, the first one was with Raw Championship. Was 12 days.
Okay.
The second one with SmackDown was
4 minutes.
Like 4 minutes. It had Bailey cashed in. And then the third one was this one, which was 3 days from Sunday to Friday. I
don't get that. Yeah. Why even put the belt on her? That made absolutely no sense unless – because Bailey's – I mean, we knew where Bailey was going in her character.
Yeah.
I mean, you called it. Said come out there, cut the
inflatables. The things down. I said
and she came out and done it, and I thought, my man Jern is a freaking genius.
Episode 3.
Go back and listen to it. The man over here called it. But why – I just don't get why putting the belt on her to just turn around and lose it. And I know everybody talks about they want her to reach 16 titles.
Oh, she's getting 16.
My God,
next
she's going to
year.
get to 16 by Christmas time. It's ridiculous.
Now her and Becky's on the same show on Raw, so
right.
we'll see what happens there. The women's division, I think, on both shows, you got your top heavy, right?
Right.
You got Sasha Bailey, you got Becky Charlotte, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Because you got Asuka in the tag team with Kairi Sane. Both
Correct.
of them girls are bad to the bone.
Yes, they are.
If they do them right. But other than that, like, I don't want to see Natalya taking on anybody for a championship. Lacey Evans had her run with Becky. So I don't know what they're going to do. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're bringing some people up.
No NXT people in the draft.
The only ones were the Street Profits. They got drafted to Raw.
Yeah, I guess you consider them they've been on Raw for what?
Yeah,
6 months.
Yeah, and
8 months.
Finally got drafted to it.
We'll see if they ever make it to the ring.
Because they're supposed to have a fight with the OC coming up.
Okay,
They challenged them at the end of Raw, and AJ Styles had the great line, said, "Welcome, fam," and then they beat him down.
So, Bad Girl Bailey is finally here. She is the SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, Sasha's on SmackDown. I'm sure she's going to want a championship match.
Absolutely.
So, what they going to do with Sasha and Bailey?
Yeah, and then you got with the draft and all this going down, the women's tag team go to both places.
I'm fine with that.
But I'm good with that too. But don't, like you said earlier, don't tell me there's a brand split when we know it's not.
I think they should only have one sets of belts for everybody.
I agree.
There should be one champion, one Intercontinental champion, one mid-card champion, the Intercontinental U.S., pick one or the other, do away with the other one. One tag team champion, one women's tag team champions.
I agree.
And those people can float back and forth.
Right.
It's like the old days we're talking about the NWA with the territory. You would see Flair come up and do an interview. He would talk about 6 different people he's got a feud going on with at 6 different territories. And that would be like what this was. They've got the 2 territories. You got the Raw territory, the SmackDown territory. You got one champion's got something going on in both places.
Right, exactly.
Now, I don't know what you would do for pay-per-views. You'd have to figure out which one gets the championship match, all that stuff. But
I think
that's why these people are getting paid thousands and millions of dollars to be creative.
Well, they're not too good at it at the present time.
Well,
look, one thing, there's too many pay-per-views.
No question.
There's way too many, and now you add in the Crown Jewel house show pay-per-views.
Oh no, they'll tell you hadn't heard them say this is WrestleMania level show.
It's not.
No, it is.
Not over in Saudi Arabia. I mean, they do it big. But
yeah, they do it big.
Nothing's going to change hands over there.
I could.
I mean,
you never know.
I just don't see it happening. I mean, and that's why I say, like we were talking earlier, there's no time to build a storyline because you got 4 weeks to build it, pay-per-view. 3 weeks to build it, pay-per-view. 4 weeks, build it. It's just way too many. And I'm hoping AEW doesn't go that route. Like a pay-per-view every 2 months, to me, you got 8 weeks to build a great storyline, a good character. That's the way I would run with it, but who are we? I mean, we just run a simple podcast.
Speaking of AEW, last night was the 3rd episode of AEW Dynamite that we both loved.
Oh, absolutely.
I loved. Now, we talked about some bad stuff. Let's talk about some good stuff. The Lucha Bros. Well, I've been a fan of Pentagon for a couple of years. I saw him in, Lucha Underground. I told you about him. You saw him on one of their pay-per-views. And we were both fans of the Lucha Bros. They took on the Jurassic Express Jr. last night.
Yeah.
The Jurassic Express Jr. Here's why I say Jr. The Luchasaurus was not there. He has an injury. He was replaced by Marco Stunt, who I was watching the show last night. My wife walked into the room. She said, "Why is that little kid on TV wrestling?"
Absolutely.
I said, "He's a grown man. His name's Marco Stunt. He's a grown up."
No, he's not a grown up.
He looks like he's 10, but he's a grown up.
Oompa Loompa. But I mean, they done it right. I mean, they made the match interesting.
Yeah, it was a good match.
But my man Pentagon, did you see him one time where he walked around the ring with Stunt
one-handed,
yeah, pressed over his head,
gorilla press?
The first thing I thought of was when Kevin Owens had Rey Mysterio up like that and threw him into 18-wheeler.
Kevin Nash.
Was it Kevin Nash?
Yes. You said Kevin Owens.
My bad, Kevin Nash.
Come on.
And threw him into the trailer.
Yes.
And my man said, "My God, he threw him like a dart."
Like a dart, yes.
And I thought, this is exactly what's about to happen here.
So Lucha Bros got that win in their tag team tournament. I had predicted on this show that the Jurassic Express would win that tournament, and I still think they would have if Luchasaurus hadn't got hurt.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because, Lucha Brothers don't need it, right? They don't need the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, they, to me, are the best tag team in the world.
They're
Hands
up there.
down.
They're up there.
They're better than the Young Bucks. Then I've got the Revival after then. I know you're not a big fan.
I like the Revival. Yeah.
But those are my top 3. But those guys, I mean, they don't need the belt to be successful.
We had a great tag team match on AEW last night with Jon Moxley and Pac versus Adam Page and Kenny Omega. This was it was a 15-minute match. I don't know how long it was. Maybe longer than that. But whatever it was, 2/3 of it was spent all 4 guys just killing each other.
Oh, it was a pay-per-view like type match. I mean, it was intense. It was great. There's nothing bad I can say about it. I love the turn at the end where my man Slap Pot cost him.
I don't know if it was a turn because Moxie's supposed to be a bad guy anyway.
All of them hate each other.
Yeah.
So, but it was great. Man, Hangman Page is going to be a stud.
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
I agree.
So, and I tell you what I really liked was Omega didn't lose.
Finally.
Because Omega has lost so many matches.
Finally. I thought that was going to be a storyline they're doing. Have him lose, then come back and have him on the comeback trail, that kind of thing. But,
and let me tell you one thing it's gotten lost in the matches. And we talk about we love a great story, right? We love the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the build up, the video of Cody Rhodes?
Yes.
Man.
Yes, with his mom on there.
Yes, his mom, showing what he goes through. That video, I mean, that was impressive. It was intense. I cannot wait for the Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho match.
Yep. Full throttle, November 9th.
Yeah,
coming up.
I know a lot of people kind of had a little bit of doubts, but they're doing everything right now.
Yeah.
Everything they are doing is home run, touchdown. I mean, they are scoring, and that video was so impressive.
Had DDP on there.
Yeah,
Cody's
man.
mom, Tony Schiavone. I love Tony Schiavone on TV.
It was good
Jim Ross.
stuff, man.
Yeah. I think AEW, if you're giving a winner for Wednesday Night War, I mean, I'd have to give it to AEW.
Oh, hands down.
No question.
I mean, I've watched more AEW than I do NXT. Not
Me
saying
too.
that NXT's bad.
No, NXT's good.
It's good.
You got the Undisputed Era on. Matt Riddle was on the show last night.
Right.
Got a win last night.
And so, but right now,
Rhea Ripley. Have you seen Rhea Ripley?
Yes, I saw her.
I love Rhea Ripley.
So,
she's only like 22, 23
Really?
years old. Yeah, she's young. She's going to be good. She already is. She's going to be even better. So
So-
NXT got some stuff going too. But I think the past couple of weeks, other than the Adam Cole, Matt Riddle match from that first week when they went head to head, I think AEW has been the better
Right.
show. I think. I don't know.
and I think what it is NXT, they do have a bigger pool of people.
Right?
Right? I mean, it's just the way it is, which is great for WWE. And so, other than the Undisputed Era and a few things, there's not really a good story like we talk about.
Well, it seems like they're setting up Tommaso Ciampa
Yeah.
to come after Adam Cole to go get Goldie, as he says.
Yeah.
Talking about the belt. You got Finn Balor had a video last night.
Yeah.
So he's coming back in. I think he's going to have a match next week. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with Balor.
Yeah.
Are they going to just put him right into the championship picture? They're going to like build him up.
His first time showed up, he showed up where?
Yeah, he showed up with Adam Cole.
Yeah.
After the Matt Riddle match. So we'll see what happens. I got high hopes, but I think that NXT going from a 1 hour network show to a 2 hour TV show, and that 2 hours, it's hard to do 2 hours. And that 1 hour show, they perfected. Like their 1 hour NXT show on the network was absolutely perfect.
Well, I think just coming to TV, they lost a little bit of that mystique.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
Because
lost
now,
the underground feel.
Right.
Like the smaller feel to it. Yeah.
So
you could say the same thing about AEW, though. I mean, they were kind of a niche, not necessarily a niche thing, but they were kind of a cult following.
Right.
And now they're on TV trying to, I don't know if they're competing with WWE, but they're trying to, they want as many people watching their show as watches Monday Night Raw on Monday. So it could be the same thing.
It could be. But, I mean, as long as there's nobody who fails, because I still feel like we're the winners
I agree.
in all this.
And now you put the NWA show in there that we're both fans
Love
of.
it.
It's only good to come. So we got Crown Jewel coming up at the end of this month. We'll do predictions next week on the show for Crown Jewel. But real quick, what do you think about Tyson Fury and Cain Velasquez making their WWE debuts?
Well, I seen a video of Cain Velasquez, and he looks like he's got some skills.
Can I wait a second?
Go ahead.
We didn't record last week, so can I just take a second and I want to apologize to Cain Velasquez. Cain, I've never met you. I've never watched one of your fights.
We know you're a loyal listener.
Yeah. So I just want to sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, to Cain Velasquez, apologize because 2 weeks ago on Friday night, when you made your WWE debut, come out with Rey Mysterio, I thought at first you were Dominic, Rey Mysterio's son. Cain, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I thought Dominic shaved his head, and Dominic was coming out to fight Lesnar because he got beat up the Monday before. So, Cain, I'm sorry. I don't mean to discount or discredit any of your past accomplishments in the UFC, but I thought you were Dominic. What do you want me to say?
Going into Crown Jewel, you look at this Braun Strowman, Tyson Fury thing first.
Who's winning? I'll tell you who's winning.
Tell me.
Tyson Fury's winning.
Absolutely, he's winning. But, you know, it reminds me, and you'll remember this, Mike Tyson, Stone Cold.
Oh, if they would have had a match. Boy, if they would have
But you remember in the ring,
Yep.
I mean, because Stone Cold could sell it. Right?
Tyson Fury Brock is not on the same level.
No.
Or Tyson Fury Braun is not on the same level
No.
as Mike Tyson.
Because-
Mike Tyson and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
When Stone Cold got shoved, the two-hand chest shove.
Well, he gave him the
from
bird
Tyson.
before that.
Right.
When he gave him the bird.
But
it was crazy.
it was intense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it was a good pop.
Yeah.
And then I look at Tyson Fury and Braun, and it's more jokes, it's a little bit more comical, and I'm thinking, dude, if you want to sell this.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's been some great ones. Muhammad Ali has stepped in the ring before. Thunder Lips and Rocky has stepped in the
Yeah.
ring.
Floyd Mayweather
Floyd
and The Big Show.
Mike Tyson, even though he was just in there for the Shawn Michaels and all that thing,
Yep.
and the DX. Tyson Fury, you got to bring your game, man. You got to do it. I think, and what I would love to see happen is that they just let Brock Lesnar and
Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez get a little
have a fight.
little
They
physical.
may. They may.
Get a,
They can take it. You know they can take it.
Because you go back to a pay-per-view, was it last year or 2 years ago, when Brock Lesnar got mad at Braun Strowman and really
Oh, it was the Royal Rumble a couple years
Really?
ago. Yeah.
laid one on the side of his head and told him to slow the F down.
Yes. Braun gave him a kick or something and
Yeah.
connected a little too much for Brock's liking.
So,
And you go back on YouTube and watch that, you could hear the pop of Brock hitting that fool.
because and I know these guys, you got to protect yourself because you got to protect money. But still, to me, if I'm Brock Lesnar, this is the dude that took my UFC title.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, and beat me down. If there's one bad move, or, Cain Velasquez looks at Brock and says, man, he just shot on me to try to get back, wouldn't it be something?
I'm sure they've talked.
I know they probably have.
Yeah, Brock. I don't think Brock would put himself in a situation unless he felt good with it.
But you know as well as I do.
I'd love to see it.
You know as well as I do. We both played sports all our lives. And even in the funnest of times,
Even with your buddies.
that
it
competitive
gets a little heated.
nature
I agree.
can bring up out of nowhere.
I agree.
What would they do
I've elbowed my boys numerous times.
if that all of a sudden just became a melee?
That referee better get the frig out
I
the
would
ring.
rip that earpiece out. I would jump the top rope.
I'd be holding up the X sign.
Yes, sir.
Somebody get out here.
Injury. Something is about to go
Vince,
down.
you better get out here quick, my man. Better call that Saudi prince. Have him call some of his
He
boys
better
in.
raise the stakes with money when that comes.
All right, y'all. We're going to end the show this week. We have a little segment on the show we like to do called Main Event, Mid-Card, or Dark Match. Jam, I got 3 wrestlers, 3 performers for you today.
Let's do it.
You've got to pick one to be in the main event,
Oh, yeah.
one to be in the mid-card match, and one to be in the dark match.
Let's hear it.
This may be the toughest one we've had to date.
Let's hear it.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Number 1, from the Queen City, Charlotte Flair.
Hell, by God, that ain't hard right there. I can tell you that right now.
All right. Number 2, a lady that I just learned was from Durham, North Carolina, the manager of the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis, Camille. And number 3, one of our past favorites, all legs herself, Stacy Keibler.
See, what we're going to do, John,
No. What we're going to do is we're going to pick one to be in the main event.
we're going to have a 4-way match in the dark room. It's all going to be a dark match. No, let me see.
All right, pick one.
Dark
Give
match.
me your dark match.
The dark match, Stacy Keibler.
In the dark match?
Well, I mean, other than looks, I mean, she's got it going on, but she was never a great wrestler, right?
You're thinking about this way too much.
Oh, I'm trying to think myself to say positive and think good thoughts here.
You ain't got a wife listening to this. Go ahead, bro. Go
Now,
ahead.
look, is it a bra and panties match?
No, it's a straight up
I
wrestling
mean,
match.
I'm trying to figure out what we got going on.
All right, go
here.
ahead. Stacy Keibler.
Stacey Keibler in the dark.
That's the first time she's ever not made TV. I tell you
Well,
that.
it ain't the first time she's been in the dark.
Hey,
either.
hey.
Hey, Sizzler girl. Oh, man.
This is a good one here, boy. This is the best one we've had. I told
Man,
you.
I'm over here sweating.
I told you this is the best one.
Boy, Charlotte, Camille, if y'all listening, just know it's equal love. But I'm putting Charlotte in the mid card, Camille in the main event. I said it,
I stood
boy.
up in my chair.
I'm telling you what, boy. Camille is bad, boy. She looks good. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You got the 10-time women's champion.
Yep.
The daughter of Ric Flair.
Yep.
Genetically superior.
Yep.
From our home state.
Yep.
In the mid card.
That is correct.
And the new flavor of the month, Camille.
Yes.
In the main event.
And what my hope is, since she's from Durham, she's a Blue Devil fan, so that's how I'm gonna justify.
You should have put her in the dark match.
Other than she is strong, man.
Lord.
Strong.
All right, Stacy Keebler, you're in the dark match. Charlotte, my girl, is in the mid card, and Jam has Camille from NWA Power in the main event.
Woo! Charlotte may have made it, but Andrade kind of took her down a notch. I'm just gonna say it.
There's nothing wrong. I like Andrade.
Yeah, I do too, but not with her.
Camille's got what's the tag team champion?
Well, he can be gone.
Okay. Okay, you gonna take him out?
Somebody is. Jim Young, where you at?
Jim Young. All right, everybody. This is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, a part of the Press Play Podcast Network. You can find us on iTunes and on Google Play. Look us up all those places where you can download podcasts. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. FREE. We won't charge you a dime to listen to the show. It is free. We'll be back here every single Thursday afternoon to let you know how we saw and what we thought about the past week in professional wrestling. Look us up on Twitter at the Main Event Pod, at Main Event Pod. Give us a follow. We'd love to talk wrestling with you. Old school wrestling, new school wrestling, future wrestling, it doesn't matter. We would love to talk it with you. I'm Michael Jernigan.
Peace.